Okay, so initially, what we're after is just an introduction to you. So, like, who you are, what your day job is, if possible. If you, however much you want to talk about that.
Okay.
Yeah, you can tell us how old you are. It's kind of relevant if you think that we're following lots of different bunches of people, and some of them are very young, and it's kind of interesting for the audience to know, how old these people are, and well, I suppose from their perspective, maybe if they were thinking about making a film, maybe they, well, he's doing it.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
So, I'll start. What is your day job? I don't know what it is actually.
My day job is I am deputy centre manager of the Mercury Mall in Romford.
Okay.
So yeah, this is where we are now. This is my place of work. My job is to sort of make sure that our tenants are happy and keep the building maintained and run the operations within the centre. Well, I'm still learning, so but I work with people that have been here for 10 odd years, and they're all still learning. So is
this something you've done for a long time then?
No. I'm from the retail background.
Okay. That's where you work with Chris.
That's where I work with Chris. Yeah.
Okay.
And where I work with Marcus, one of the cameramen working on Death Walks. So yeah, my background didn't really do the whole school thing. Used to go to school, register and go home. Go back in the afternoon, register and go home, or go and play in the quarries, or do whatever it was. I didn't really do education. I haven't really got the what's the word I'm looking for? Intelligence to take in a lot of that sort of stuff. I know what I know, and I know what I need to know, and I learn what is interesting to me, and everything else is irrelevant as far as I'm concerned. And I think I was always like that. So of course, that natural progression, what do you do when you leave school, when you have to go out and work? My first thing that I went to do is I'll go and work in a shop. That'll be fine. I know people that are old that work in shops. Obviously, there's some sort of career in it.
Well, you mean like it's all right to be old and work in a shop?
Yeah. That, when I was 16, 15 years old, you go into a shop. There's people that are there. There's obviously they're making a career out of it. It's fine. That's absolutely fine. And then I just sort of went in, sort of sales assistant job, and just kept building myself up. Then before I knew it, I was working for companies where people were actively fighting for me, which was quite nice. And then about 4 years ago, had a company, having made an awful lot of money for an awful lot of people, went off on my own, and the business went spectacularly wrong. So, I mean, ridiculously wrong.
Sorry, you were what were you selling? Were you always selling the same thing?
No. My career
just
changed
general
through
retail.
Yeah, just mainly I was based within fashion, fashion related products, likes of Debenham, Superdry, companies like that, C&A. So yeah, that sort of background. And then this business that I set up, it kind of came about because someone that I was working for set up this business, and then when they just decided they didn't want to do it, they set this business up, but it had already become quite a big business. And what it was if you had something that you wanted to sell, you drop it into like this eBay drop-in store, and you use their experience, and they sell it on eBay on your behalf. So he managed to amass this sort of or rather we did on his behalf, this database of clients, and then he just turned around one day and said, I'm not interested in this, just get everybody to come and collect their stuff. I don't give a shit anymore. And that sort of attitude, because another business of his had gone wrong because of something he'd said to the wrong person. And that's kind of how that came about. But this business that I set up off the back of using his clients to try and do some good, it just went wrong because overnight PayPal, a company that's you buy things through when you use eBay. They just decided they didn't like that sort of business. And
okay, they changed their...
Yeah.
Okay.
So, from a successful career, pretty much all my career, suddenly I was faced with a dilemma of I've properly bollocksed up this business. I hadn't. The reality is I hadn't done anything wrong. I'd built a business that was worth £1 million in about 6 months. It was someone over in Luxembourg who decided off the back of out of the blue, no, you're not doing this, and shut it all down. So it all went wrong. Having had probably 20 years of good press, suddenly I was like confronted with some bad press. A lot of grief, a lot of aggravation, a lot of hassle. We lost a lot. We lost everything. Everything my partner and I had built up. The lifestyle that we built up, we lost it all. We were literally left kind of penniless. And so it wasn't a good time. So I kind of had to reinvent myself. But during this whole process, since the birth of the internet, I've been writing film reviews on the internet. And that was kind of what got me into making film, was the fact that I sat there for 15 odd years watching great films and truly awful films, and every turn now and again I just think to myself, what would have happened if the guy that had written that script had actually done this? How much more of a good film it would have been if instead of letting the guy get away, he killed him. How much more impact would that have? And then once every blue moon you come across a film that really gets hold of you because you don't see it coming. One of the last films that I saw that really kind of took hold of me was a film called End of Watch. The character follows these two cops who are... it's almost like the old TV show Cops, from the American TV show Cops. It's almost like that for 3/4 of the way through the film. And then all of a sudden, out of the blue, from nowhere, it kind of turns a bit Blair Witch. And I just thought to myself, I absolutely love that. I love that idea that you've taken something and you've got people comfortable, and then you've turned what's happened completely on its head. And at that point, the hairs on my neck literally shot up. And then the time before that had happened was a film called Eden Lake. And there's this bit, and I'm not trying to ruin the story for anybody that's not seen it, but there's this bit right at the end, and it's like, oh my god, I can't believe this has happened. And I love that idea of storytelling, is you take these people on a journey, and you let them think you know where this story's going, and then you do something completely different. And that was the script for Death Walks. That was literally, and the two scripts that I wrote prior to Death Walks, the same thing happens in all three. The one common factor that I've got in all three scripts is that you take these people on a journey, you let them think this is the way it is, and then you flip it. And you leave them nowhere left to go. And I really love that idea of storytelling. And it's all those sort of films that are the ones that get people, they get their emotions running, they get them thinking, what's going to happen if... and then nearly every single one of them, they pull away at that final point. They take you away, and you don't actually see. You're almost left with your imagination working overtime. And I think those are the sort of films that inspire people to make film. Don't know how I got there from that.
Do you know what? That's